The Quashnet River, a freshwater trout stream in the middle of the Cape you thought you knew. And, thanks largely to volunteers working with Trout Unlimited, one of the most interesting, hands-on restoration projects in southeastern Massachusetts, or anywhere.
We first need to cut sweetgale out, which is a brush that has developed a monoculture on the old abandoned bogs. And once that process is completed, we bring the trees down and set them out, usually on the highest location available to us, which is a hummock developed by the sweetgale. And we take buckets of compost and empty one on top of this little hummock that's there, and then remove the trees from the pots and build a pyramid around them. By doing that, we keep the root systems up and out of the water, which gives them a good chance to get a start, and it's been very, very successful.
Well, there's really no other efficient way to do it.
I love to come here in the summertime where it's cool. It could be, super windy day out on the ocean where I'm not going to go out and fish the saltwater. You come in here, nobody's around. You just kind of take your time and catch, brookies. So it's fantastic.
You end up with people shoveling and people carrying buckets and people moving the boats and people planting the trees. Watching our footsteps, it's quite wet here. And of course, one of the reasons it is because there's a bedload of sand in the river, which is about 1 foot to 18 inches deep. And once that migrates downstream and out of here, we'll have 1 foot to 18-inch banks, and a lot of this will dry out, and these trees will really grow fast. They won't be encumbered by the wet root scenario. So what we do is we take a bucket of dirt or compost.
And the rewards are when you have an opportunity, you get to fish this and catch a beautiful little brook trout with their white fins. I mean, it's just fabulous, fabulous.
So we started by cutting brush approximately 6,000 feet upstream from here, and we're working our way down through this area. And as we go, we're planting trees and installing a lot of woody debris in the river, large woody debris. It's actually cumbersome for fishermen to try to fish, but that's where all the trout are. They're hiding around the wood. When we started the project, we electroshocked this section of stream, which is a non-lethal method of capturing the brook trout. We had 1.2 wild brook trout, or we were able to catch 1.2 wild brook trout per 1,000 feet of stream. And today we have a population that averages between 227 and 339 wild brook trout per 1,000 feet of stream. So I guess we've done a pretty good job of bringing those wild brook trout back.
During colonial times, the Quashnet was known for its abundant brook trout, but after being dammed in the mid-19th century for water power, trout numbers began to fall. After the mills burned and the dam was breached, the river valley was converted to cranberry cultivation, which further damaged the trout and lasted until the 1950s, when the bogs were finally abandoned. The land was purchased by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts beginning in the late 1950s, and Trout Unlimited and other organizations began their restoration efforts in the 1970s. Today, the river is once again an important migratory fish run for alewife and these unique brook trout, home to herring and eels as well, and is Wacoit Bay's largest source of fresh water.
But don't tell anybody there's a lot of brookies to be caught here. We don't want any extra visitors.